How's it going, guys? So week 4 of the PUDL is finally upon us, and today we're going to be taking on the Boston Ruins. First things first, down in the description below will be a timestamp which should hopefully pop up on the playhead, so if you guys aren't interested in this quick team breakdown, you guys can go ahead and skip straight into the battle. Second thing, also down in the description below will be the link to the Discord where this draft is being held at. All slots for the Wi-Fi and Showdown division are currently filled, but come DLC 2, there's going to be a lot of open spots. So I highly recommend clicking the link, checking it out, and hopefully reserving a spot. So getting into our opponent's draft here, I can confidently say that this draft is one of the very few, if not only drafts that can keep up with my team offensively. So we're really going to be going band for band in terms of the offenses here, which is both exciting and pretty scary here, right? In my mind, it's just going to be a matter of who gets the advantage first, and I feel like we're both very much capable of not only getting the advantage, but also keeping it until the end of the game here, right? So whoever gets the edge first is most likely going to be the winner of this game. So we're really looking to slow down. We're really looking to slow down and limit my opponent's team to hopefully gain that advantage and just kind of clean the game. They're not going to be making that easy on me just because of how threatening all their mons are. Great Tusk is absolutely insane. A lot of people view it as a defensive mon, but it can very easily come out on the offensive, whether it be from booster, whether it be from choice band, whether it be from bulk up. It has a lot of ways of doing that, and my team is incredibly weak, not only to Great Tusk as a mon, but also to its coverage moves as well. Same thing goes for Greninja here. Fantastic speed tier. I was about to say crazy ability, but not so crazy ability anymore in Battle Bond. But even still, that +1 is incredibly dangerous, especially into a team as frail as mine. If it gets a Battle Bond, I don't want to say it's Jover, right? But there's not a whole lot of my team that can outspeed max speed +1 Greninja, right? And there's not a lot that can actually take, say something like a Hydro Pump from a max attack +1 Greninja as well here, right? So incredibly threatening mon. Alolan Ninetales, once again, incredibly threatening mon. Although it's more often than not just going to be the Auroraville guy. The combination of Ice plus Fairy stabs is just such an impotent offensive typing into any team, let alone mines. Haxorus here, I love Haxorus. I used it in my last draft, so I know full well what it's capable of, right? But put that behind Vel, its danger levels just grow exponentially. Rotom here, a really good special attacker. My opponent has shown a propensity to actually bring Scarf Rotom here as well as Shrek, so that's going to be a little bit annoying onto some of the things I can do / want to do. Satitan, once again, Slush Rush plus Belly Drum, incredibly annoying. Frostmoth with the Ice Scales ability, reducing special attack damage by half, right? Also incredibly annoying. The Medicham can be potentially dangerous here, right? But it just doesn't have the greatest of speed tiers to fully take advantage of its really incredible move pool and super high attack. And then he also has 2 very fat mons that can also kind of stuff a decent amount of my team. More so the Toxapex than the Wochizzy. So like I said, we're really going to be looking to slow down my opponent's team and hopefully gain the advantage in the early game. And the mon to do that is going to be Spidops here. Sticky Webs looks to be fantastic into the matchup. There's not a whole lot of mons that are going to be running heavy duty boots in my opinion, right? Great Tusk possibly can. Greninja, you would much rather prefer another item, but again, I guess it can. Alolan Ninetales is more often than not just going to be Auroraville shenanigans. Haxorus is more often than not just going to be Lumberry shenanigans. And then the Satitan is always going to want that Citrus Berry just because cutting your HP in half, right, and staying that way isn't always the greatest. I do have a lot of priority on my side of the field as well, so they're very much going to want that Citrus Berry. Either way though, right, we do have knockoff to go ahead and get rid of any potential heavy duty boots, let alone items here, and then spikes to go ahead and stack on them. Terra Ghost here just for the Great Tusk. I don't want to be switching in Golden Go into Great Tusk, right? Yes, they do have to be aware of something like Air Balloon plus defensive, but even still, right, I do have another fantastic spin blocker, and he is max HP, max defense as well. Not only do I spin block, but I'm able to go ahead and continue my hazard stack and also go ahead and kick him out the club if he decides to go ahead and start bulking up, if he thinks that like, yeah, just in case he starts bulking up or some stuff like that, right? Thinking he can take advantage of Spite Up's passivity. Up next is Glimmora. Glimmora here with its coverage has a pretty good time into my opponent's team. In the early to mid game, it's really going to be about predictions, but as soon as we get into the end game, where their defensive and their type diversity is spread thin here, right? Glimmora can easily come in late game, just click a single move and just kind of sweep the game from there. This mon is going to be forcing a lot of swap outs, I imagine, so Stealth Rock is there to go ahead and make a little bit of a play here, right? But for the most part, we're just going to be clicking our coverage moves, and hopefully be dealing really good Demaglios. Not too much to say here, right? Not too much to say here, right? It's just a matter of bringing Glimmora into the late game to go ahead and clean up the game. Breloom here is another mon where its dual stabs are just absolutely fantastic into a good amount of my opponent's team. This particular Breloom is actually built to go ahead and take advantage of Toxapex. There's not a whole lot Toxapex can reasonably do, right? Gholdengo can also take advantage of Toxapex. So because of that fact, I do not expect for them to be running poison moves. So again, Breloom can easily once again take advantage of that Toxapex incredibly well. If Breloom is supported by sticky webs, if I'm able to come in on the Toxapex, get a Swords Dance, I'm easily able to threaten Spore on pretty much the entirety of his team except for the Rotom and Wo-Chien, and even then, if I'm at a +2, that Wo-Chien is getting blown back by CC, and that Rotom is getting blown back by CC as well here, right? So there's not a whole lot. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that can kind of reasonably swap into Breloom. So I'm really hoping to get up a Swords Dance, be supported by the webs, and do as much damage as I possibly can before something like the Sidetitan comes in to revenge kill with something like Ice Shard, or even possibly just outspeed me with Slush Rush. Next is Gholdengo. Similar to Glimmora, where the later we get into the game, the more powerful Gholdengo is going to be, especially with Choice Specs. Choice Specs is a first on Gholdengo, so I'm very excited to see how this performs. Even Greninja's not going to be taking those Shadow Balls well, especially with how we're max attack modest. The only big problem is going to be the Wo-Chien here, right, to Gholdengo. But if it doesn't come, then Shadow Ball is incredibly free. I don't care about the Greninja. Make a Rain is also incredibly free and also very much helps against the Frostmoth. Even if the Frostmoth gets like a +2, I'm still able to go ahead and threaten it for either a KO or really big chip, right? Dazzling Gleam here to go ahead and hit a good amount of his team once again. The Great Tusk, the Greninja, the Haxorus are all very key and important mons to hit, especially they're all very key and important mons to make sure I'm dealing super effective damage to. And then trick here is to go ahead and just cripple either the Wo-Chien or the Toxapex if they do decide to come. Second to last here is Hatterene. My opponent here has a decent amount of hazards to go around, but I don't expect all the mons that do have hazards to be carrying hazards, right? Great Tusk, again, can very easily squeeze in Stealth Rocks. Will they do it? Not sure. Same thing with Greninja Spikes. Can very easily slot it in, but will they? Doubt it. But we can never be too careful here, right? And also Hatterene, again, I've been saying it so much, but also has a fairly good time into their team with its dual stabs. The only problem is, or the biggest problem I should say, is its slow speed here, and that it just takes a while to get going here, right? So it takes a while to get going, and then also Roarvel kind of cuts into the effectiveness of something like my Calm Mind. But even still, if I'm able to go ahead and get a couple Calm Minds, I'm easily able to tank a hit and just heal so much of that damage back. The most annoying thing might be the Medicham with like Terra Steel, Iron Head, but even still, we do have Mystical Fire to go ahead and threaten that. And once again here, right, our coverage moves just deal such big damage into a lot of our opponent's team. Gonna be very interesting to see here I'm able to go ahead and actually keep Hatterene or bring Hatterene in when Veil is gone, whether it be just from it naturally expiring or me getting rid of the Alolan Ninetales. Hatterini is a very, very, very dangerous sweeper here. And lastly, Cinderace. Jesus. Yeah, lastly, Cinderace. I'm never going to be faster than the Greninja, so with Cinderace, I decided to go ahead and just speed creep the Alolan Ninetales and put the rest into my defenses. Fireball is really good. Yeah, Fireball is really good. Just a really good natural attack to go ahead and be spamming into my opponent's team. They do have a couple swap-ins, mainly the Toxapex here. Mainly the Toxapex, while the Haxorus and the Great Tusk can swap into a Powerball. They both very much fear the Will-O-Wisp, and Greninja also kind of fears me predicting and going for a U-turn, so it's not the most safest of swap-ins. Will-O-Wisp here, go ahead and cripple the Great Tusk, go ahead and cripple the Haxorus, or at the very least pop a Lumberry from the Haxorus. Same thing with the Titan, go ahead and cripple that, and also the Medicham. So there's a lot of valuable utility from Will-O-Wisp. And then Taunt here is to go ahead and shut down any annoying stuff, whether it be Stealth Rock from Great Tusk, Stealth Rock / Bulk Up from Great Tusk if I do burn them, Dragon Dances from Haxorus, Tricks from Rotom, Belly Jump from Titan, Belly Jump from Titan if it's not Slush Rush, right? Quiver Dances from Frostmoth, Leech / Protect / whatever the hell Wo-Chan wants to go for, and also like Taunt, putting a stop to Toxic / Recover Spam from Toxapex. So Taunt has a lot of valuable utility here, but it's unfortunate that it's on Cinderace where I don't have reliable recovery. So it's going to be, while it does have a lot of, while it is incredibly valuable and it does have a lot of upside, I do have to be careful about actually wanting to stay in and click Taunt to go ahead and stop whatever they want to do. So with this team here, both mine and my opponents, it's going to be incredibly interesting to see how they tackle our team here. I'm very excited. I'm very excited here, right? Just because, once again, this is one of the very few teams that can keep up in terms of offenses with me. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're able to come out and just start blasting on all cylinders here, right? And not only keeping up with them as well, but also outpacing them and hopefully setting up my mons to go ahead and sweep. Very scared here for this matchup. This is a good friend of the channel in Lem. So I do know how he plays here a little bit. I do know how aggressive he is. So again, I do have to factor that in mind. But even still here, right? For as threatening as their team is, I mean, look at the guys, right? They have so many fantastic mons here. A little bit scatterbrained, but even still, right? Like a goob matchup into my team. But either way here, right? For as threatening as their team is, I have full faith and full confidence in the boys, all right? I believe we can come out here week 4, get the dub, and continue our undefeated streak, all right? Full faith, full confidence here, but ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to find out, and I will see you guys there. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? So what is this? I think week 4 is upon us, right? I don't even know what week it is. Week 4 is upon us, and today we're going to be facing good friend of the channel, Mr. Lemon, aka coach of the Boston Ruins here. Very powerful squad here. One of the very few drafts that's also incredibly offensive. So we're really going to be going band for band in terms of offenses here, right? There's not a lot here. Very interesting. Biggest threat is going to be the Haxorus and the Greninja. The Titan can also be incredibly annoying here. Aurora Veil is also going to be incredibly annoying here. Battle Bond Greninja, I expect. Typical Aurora Veil, probably max HP, max speed. Alolan Ninetales. The Belly Jumps the Titan guy. I'm pretty sure that's a Scarf Rotom. But either way here, we're going to go ahead and lead our Glamora. Perfectly fine by us. And they lead the Great Tusk into the Proto-Synthesis attack. Very interesting from our opponent here. No matter. Don't exactly mind going into our Spite Ops guy. Knockoff crit. Very unfortunate here, right? Into the webs. Into the double knock. Perfect. And then this guy is a big threat. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and we're just going to throw him out the club here. Into the knock. Perfectly fine. Close combat's looking to be dirty. Pyro here. Don't exactly have a lot of answers for this, unfortunately, right? Great Tusk is incredibly annoying. Probably should have let Spidops off rip. Crit knockoff was a little bit annoying, but no matter here. Don't mind going Cinderace here. Don't mind Will-O-Wisping here. Have no problems about that at all. Giving up a lot of material here just for the Great Tusk here, right? But either way, somewhat taken care of. Into the Rapid Spin, knock. Go Hatterene here. Into the knockoff once again. Go ahead and Calm Mind up once. The Headlong. That does a lot. Go ahead and Draining. Yeah, that still does so much. Into the Headlong. Perfectly fine. Yo, this is fucking me up. Yo, this joint's fucking me up. But either way here, don't mind. Don't mind too much. Into the knock. Into the Toxic Orb. They knock my Toxic Orb, which is perfectly fine. Don't exactly matter. Crit knockoff was very annoying just because it put me into a good amount of ranges there. But either way here, perfectly fine. Felt the booster attack was coming, right? But there's not too much I could do. There's a very big gap in my team from Cinderace to the next fastest guy, unfortunately. So there's not a whole lot here, but again, we're not in the worst position in the world here. Go and Spore him up. Into the Veil. Go and Swords Dance once. We're not in the worst position in the world here, right? Into this Titan. Go ahead and CC here. Icicle Crash does miss for them. Very unfortunate. We are going to go ahead and blow them back. Citrus was consumed. Very, very fantastic. Go ahead and Seed Bomb. Into the Icicle Spear. The Ice Shard. Go ahead and Pyro Ball them. Not enough to go ahead and pick up the KO. We do connect on the thingy. Greninja's looking to be coming in for a sweep here, unfortunately, but whatever. Yeah, Great Tusk just went stupid on us, unfortunately, right? Should have really led Spidops here since there wasn't a whole lot they could have done, right? My main concern was Water Shuriken. Us. Into the Goldango. Into the Dazzling. Yeah, it's just gonna be GG. Greninja sweeps. Unfortunately here, Great Tusk just got the goob off on us here, right? Oh, very unfortunate. Yeah. And D-Gleam just cleans up. Yo, Great Tusk went stupid. Oh my, I should have just let Spidops, gotten off my web and then gone from there, right? Critical hit. Unfort, whatever. Not gonna be mattering too much here. Very surprising he actually went Water Shuriken instead of like Dark Pulse or Surf or something like that. But either way here, right? Yeah. GG to our opponent Lem here. 3-0. Like I said, right? Unfortunately, I just let off wrong and kind of just took the game from there. That's just on me, right? I should have let the Spide Ops guy and just kicked him out the club and then kind of gone from there. But a knockoff crit really put us into a very unfortunate range. It was a little bit of a tough call whether I wanted the webs or I just wanted to kick him out the club. But either way here, don't mind. First loss of our first loss of the season. We're going to take it in stride. Shout out GG's to our opponent here. Very, very, very short match. Very unfortunate here. It's about to be like a 2-minute fucking team breakdown, right? I got to speed run the breakdown. But either way here, that is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, if you guys can't even enjoy this, right? But I will see you guys next week.